The month of February is observed as Black History Month throughout the United States of America. As we continue our journey in recognizing African American pioneers of the faith within the Church of God of Prophecy, join us in honoring Bishop J.B. Beckwith. Bishop J.B. Beckwith was born in Liberty County, Bristol, Florida, on October 20th, 1912, to the parents of John and Clara Bingham Beckwith. To this union, 8 children were born, 5 boys and 3 girls. John and Clara Beckwith were farmers and good Christians who install within their children the ways of the Lord and how to work for an honest living. When Bishop Beckwith's father passed, his mother remarried, and 4 more children were born into this family, 2 boys and 2 girls. Bishop Beckwith received Christ in 1930 at the age of 18 and started his ministry shortly thereafter. Because of his faithfulness to God and the church, he was appointed as pastor of the Church of God, FCM, after the death of his pastor, Willie Anderson. He remained in this church until 1934. Bishop Beckwith married to Ola Bell Anderson in 1934. To this union, 3 boys and 3 girls were born. As time passed, Bishop Beckwith attended the General Assembly of the Church of God of Prophecy and returned more empowered by the Holy Ghost and with a greater enthusiasm to continue the work of God. Bishop J.B. Beckwith, the man who walked with God, walked 25 miles every 3rd Sunday to the church he pastored in Chattahoochee, a city in Gladstone County, Florida. He also served as pastor of a church in Roy, Florida, where he walked 12 miles every 4th Sunday. Because of his love for the Lord, it was a pleasure for him to walk to get the job done and to preach the word to the people of God. There was another church that Bishop Beckwith pastored, wherein he walked 18 miles to preach, which was Bradwell, located in Quincy, Florida. One Sunday, Bishop Beckwith preached a sermon on how God could keep a fish that lives in salty water free from salt. Little did he know that God was about to bless him with a truck. While he was preaching, the judge of Liberty County walked in. After Bishop Beckwith completed his message, the judge told him that he was going to give him his 31 model truck. Bishop J.B. Beckwith no longer had to walk to church. He could drive, give God the glory, and take his family to church every Sunday. Thank God for moving on the heart of a Liberty County judge. God worked it out so that Bishop Beckwith would not have to walk to church again. Bishop J.B. Beckwith at one time was in charge of a total of 5 churches in the state of Florida: Bristol, Bradwell, River Johnson, St. James, and Roy. All of these churches were a part of the Church of God, FCM. In 1943, Bishop Beckwith brought all of these churches into the Church of God of Prophecy. During the years of 1946 to 1949, Bishop Beckwith served as pastor of Miccosukee No. 1 and No. 2 Church of God of Prophecy. Also, during this period, he traveled to Louisiana, where he organized and built 2 churches, one in Houma and the other in Hamilton, Louisiana. In 1951 and 1952, he pastored a church in Kentwood, Mississippi. He then returned to Florida and again pastored Miccosukee No. 1 and No. 2. He was appointed district overseer in 1952. From 1954 to 1990, while pastoring Miccosukee Church of God of Prophecy No. 1 and No. 2, and the churches in Sawdust and Campbellton, Florida, Bishop Beckwith organized and built the Midway Church of God of Prophecy. He also conducted a tent revival in which many people were saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and healed by the power of God. The 10th revival was moved to Midway, Florida, then to Sawdust near Quincy, Florida, then to Campbellton near Dothan, Alabama. The Holy Ghost worked in many wonderful and mighty experiences in each of these places. Only God knows the whole story of the changes that He made in the hearts and minds of those men, women, boys, and girls. In 1955, Bishop Beckworth organized what is known today as Dade Street Church of God of Prophecy and recommended his son, Bishop Theodore R. Beckworth, as pastor. Bishop J.B. Beckworth continued pastoring Miccosukee Church of God of Prophecy number 1 and number 2, but later decided to combine these congregations into one. He served as pastor of this church from 1952 to 1990. During the years of 1989 to 1994, Bishop Beckworth organized the Church of God of Prophecy in Clearwater, Florida. In 1990, after the passing of his wife, Mother Ola Bell Beckworth, he married Annie Young and was subsequently appointed as pastor of the Hampton Springs Avenue Church of God of Prophecy in Perry, Florida. Bishop Beckworth retired from pastoral work in 1994. After his retirement in 1994, he counseled, visited the hospital and convalescent homes, and continues to provide encouragement to people of all ages. God has worked many miracles through the Holy Ghost by the hands of Bishop Beckworth. Bishop J.B. Beckworth was one who sings with an anointed, powerful voice. He loved the Lord, his family, his friends, and everyone he came in contact with. He gave good advice to those who needed it and shared the gospel at every opportunity he had. Truly, he has left a legacy to all of us.